I see the very real possibility of us being pulled into it, which is what upsets me the most. Again, I don't see a real interest for the United States to be involved. There are a lot of people, especially the evangelical
in an offensive
community.
war, right? Because they're saying we
Yeah.
should be involved defensively.
Well, I think the argument.
What does that actually mean, by the way? But yeah.
I think the argument could be made. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. I'm just saying that the argument could be made. But in terms of an offensive conflict, being drawn into an actual war with Iran, I have serious problems with that, and I'm very concerned about it. And I'll tell you why. I'm concerned about the financial cost. I'm concerned about the cost in human souls, because the people that are going to suffer the most are the women, the children, and the Christians living in those territories, whether in Israel or in Iran. They're going to be caught in the crossfire. They're the ones who are going to suffer. They're the ones who are going to have brothers, fathers, and husbands who are going to be killed in this conflict. And it's one of those things that has to be considered when weighing the possibility of whether the United States should be involved or not. And I don't think you can sit there and say, well, we'll save more lives than lives will be lost, because you can't possibly know that. You can't possibly know that. And if you're adding another country to the equation, now you're counting the cost against American fathers, brothers, and husbands. Okay, you're looking at a whole nother level of it, and this is just the human cost. Look at the cost in terms of finances. What is this going to do to the world economy? What is this going to do with regard to the price of oil on a global scale? What is this going to do to the cost of goods here at home if we have a long protracted conflict going on in the Middle East? Then, and that again, it's just the finances. But what does it do to the stability of the world then if you draw the whole world into some sort of conflict? Because it's not just the United States that's going to be involved. We're going to have other countries getting involved as well, especially if you have China saying, yep, we're going to start sending arms to Iran, and we're going to make sure that Iran is defended. And, you're going to have a whole community of nations involved in this conflict. And then what does that do once China's eye towards Taiwan starts to get a little green, and they say, you know what, we think we want that more than the United States wants to be involved in a conflict with us. So what does that do to the international balance of community? So you have to take all these things into consideration. And I don't think anybody really has taken a real measured account of all the things you have to consider of what it means for the United States to get involved in this conflict.